G'day folks, we got a couple of very green, very cool looking tools. Yep. This one here, I never remember it. It's a DV36DA hammer drill.
Yep, and this is the WH36DB impact driver.
Now these are the multi-volts.
Yes.
Which we're going to go through.
Right. On the brand newly launched Hikokai brand.
Hikokai. Maybe Hikoki. We're still working with this peanut. Hitachi. Hitachi. Now Hikoki.
Right.
Big news around the world. Americans and Europeans are slightly different.
Yep.
In Australia, it's Hikoki. Overseas, it's Metabo HPT. All used to be Hitachi. Now, Australia, it's Hikoki.
Hikoki.
Check out the footage.
Right. Okay. Check out the footage then. I was going to start talking again.
Back into high. High again.
Right, so we've put particularly the impact driver through a fair bit.
Yes, yep.
Drill hasn't had so much use. You and I don't often have a lot of use for a big premium hammer drill.
Correct. My little chicken arms won't put up with it anyway. But look, most of what I do for sure, and a fair bit of what you do, a compact drill will actually do it. So this is outside of our daily sphere, I would say.
Yep.
So yeah, this definitely got more workshop tests for the review than it did out there real world.
Yep.
Rip it out of the tool bag and use it like the impact driver did.
Right. So with the multi-volt system, Hitachi can run either 18 volt tools or 36 volt tools on this battery, like we've seen with other brands who have had that sort of similar setup.
100%.
Now, these are both 36 volt, which means that the battery is a 2.5 amp hour when it's running a 36 volt tool.
Yep.
It's a 5 amp hour when you stick it on an 18 volt tool.
Yep.
Don't be put off by hearing 2.5 amp hour. It's still the same battery.
Yep.
Either way, it's what you would call a regular 5 amp hour battery. It's got 10 cells in it.
Yep.
And these can put out some serious power.
They can, yeah. And look, it will screw with your head a little bit. The whole idea of it's the same battery.
Yep.
Dwayno's done all the research on it. At some point in the future, we're actually going to do a full YouTube battery review. We're going to crack a few of these open, and I'll probably just sit there and nod and smile at Dwayne because I have no input whatsoever in the brainy stuff. But we're going to go through that because it is important, because this completely screwed with my head for a while.
Sure.
Bottom line is, these things are tough as nails. This thing we've absolutely smashed to bits, and it just keeps on surprising.
It does.
The really good thing is, Bugle's all day, every day for me. I just seem to use it for that.
Yeah.
But the really cool thing is also, you'll see a bit of footage at some point, is for the Phillips head, it's precision as well.
Yeah, it is. So you've got 4 modes on this impact driver.
Yep.
Which is like 1 and 2.
Yep.
And then a power mode and
Power
a
mode.
self-tapping mode.
Yep.
And that power mode, it really smashes in bugles very fast. We're
Yeah.
putting them into treated pine.
And you can
before.
hear it too. It's like it's just hit the nos
The
gas.
triple hammer, which we did the previous triple hammer from theirs before.
Yep.
It sounds different.
Yeah.
It's a very I don't know. I like that sound.
It's
It makes-
aggressive as all hell. That's what it is.
Yeah. So we tested this up against, we did an impact driver comparison a couple of years ago now. We've tested it against the best of that lot.
Yep.
And it certainly keeps up for bugles.
Yes.
But this thing's got 210 Newton meters of power.
Yeah.
So I'm betting, and we're probably going to do a comparison later this year on impact drivers again. It's about due.
I'm not very excited about that.
Of course you are. And with 210 Newton meters, I'm betting this is going to leave a few behind.
I think it will. Now, the interesting thing with that is that, again, the simple way that I work, I had a look at the specs here. Now, this sucker's only 2,900 RPM. So I look at that and go, oh, it's not as fast. There's others that are 3,600 RPM, I think.
Yeah, and a few over 3,000 for sure.
Yeah, but the torque is the difference here. So, again, it's a bit about understanding. Don't just go for the fastest. This has got plenty of torque.
Yeah.
It's actually going to do the job the same, if not better, than something with a bit less torque, but the higher speed. You've got to look into that.
Yeah. Now, I was doing a deck this week.
Yep.
So Merbu planks into treated pine joists. And I just found on second speed with the pre-drill obviously into the hardwood, this was so fast and so precise. I actually had 4 impact drivers on site with me. I was sort of playing around with them.
Yep, you did.
So I had the best impact driver from 3 other top brands.
Yep.
And this was the one I wanted in my hand all day.
Yeah,
It was genuinely so smooth and beautiful.
Yeah.
It left the others for dead on that particular task.
Yep.
The second speed was just fine-tuned for it.
And that's important. So I think straight up it would look a bit silly with us having that small 40mm Phillips head footage.
Yeah.
But the reason for that is exactly what Dwayne just said.
Yep.
Horses for courses, different jobs, different tools are going to come into its own. This thing's a cracker for bugle screws, but you found it really good for that decking. And that was an interesting day because you did have 4 of the best. I think that's really interesting that came out. Forget the fact that he stole all of our impact drivers and I was out there with a hand screwdriver the week that he did it. Completely screwed me over, but I'm not bitter. It's okay.
Nobody's going to believe you because nobody would believe that we only have 4 impact drivers.
That's true. I did have a couple. So forgetting that for just a moment, the drill. We've run some 22mm. I don't know what they were. That big.
Yep.
What's that? 300mm. 22mm, 300mm long augers. That's a 38.
Yep.
Is it?
32.
22. 32mm auger and a 38mm spadey, and this thing's just off its chops. So you've seen the footage already.
Oh my god.
It's just going to keep going. Now, I did most of that testing in high because if it's got high, that's what I use it in. So I did have to switch it down to low a couple of times, but absolutely out of control. You're a landscaper, you're a chippy, you're a plumber, you're an aircon installer. This thing's going to punch it all day. Now, I know some framers and some big guys are going to go to a whole hog because if they're running it all day, they don't want to have the limit stretched on this.
Yeah.
But this is a cracker and it is going to get the job done for you well and truly.
Genuine monster. I brought over my drill, which won our hammer drill comparison a year or 2 ago, whatever it was now,
Yep.
which was an absolute monster. And this, it left it behind, well and truly.
It did. The other one looked like the ugly sister, I tell you.
Well, I mean, it might be prettier to some people.
Okay, well, I won't use that analogy again. The handle is here. Now, this has got some serious torque, so I would advise you to use the handle. Do I use the handle usually? No. But in the test, for the bigger stuff, I did use a handle because if you creak your wrist on this,
Yeah.
it's probably not going to be just a sore wrist, it's going to be more. The chuck's really cool. Did drop a bit out of it once or twice. That was you, by the way.
So do the other brands. When you're putting big bits in like that in your chuck,
If you don't
big
get it
high
spot
torque,
on, it is going to happen every now
I
and
think
again.
it happens to every brand.
Yeah. With the drill, there's not much I can say in a negative way. I don't like this stupid cord thing. I've seen some people like, I just slice it off. I'll probably take my time, undo the screw there, take that off. But that doesn't add much to me. The belt hook is good.
Yep,
I like the belt hook. It's got a nice enough gap, which sounds like such a silly thing, but that actually makes a big difference to some guys. They're going to bend out or manufacture their own. The belt hook is cool.
I'm often hanging these on my belt.
Yep.
And sometimes the slot for the actual tool thing is not available. So I just want to hang it on just the leather,
Yep.
nail bit section,
Yep.
whatever.
And it'll slide into it.
And this will actually hold onto it fine.
Yeah, cool.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Now, one thing about this that I don't like from Hikoki is that you have to pull the bit holder forward to put your bits in.
Yep.
So I can't just shove a bit in.
Yep.
So maybe next
But you're big on that. I don't care. It doesn't worry me.
Yeah.
But I'm not often up a ladder trying to do jobs.
Yeah.
So I think the way I use the impact driver is slightly different.
Yeah, I just end up using a lot of different screws in a day.
Yep.
Like, keep changing all
So
the
if you
time.
want to change bits, I can understand that it'd be a little bit frustrating.
Yep.
Before we get to the negatives, because Negative Nancy started, I wanted to say, Hikoki, you finally listened to us. We changed it. Like, they listened to us.
Battery indicators.
Battery indicators. Man, have we been banging on about that for how many years?
Yep.
So they listened to Oztool Talk, they changed it, and we appreciate you listening to our feedback.
We influence international collaborations all the time.
I'm sure we do. Yes, practically speak Japanese, and that's why they changed it.
Okay.
The only other negative I'm going to say, and it's ridiculous, they don't have any pretty picture on this side. It looks like a prototype.
Oh, right.
By
Yes.
Hikoki, everyone else usually has the name there again or the specs on it.
Isn't that interesting? There's nothing
It
on
actually
that
looks
side.
like a prototype. It's not, but that's just a silly thing from me. Make it look pretty.
As a tool reviewer, I want it to look pretty on exactly the same on both sides, so I don't have to worry about which hand I hold it in.
True. Anyway, look, these are sensational. We've been really impressed. This didn't surprise me as such because
No, that
the
makes
18 volt triple hammer was already phenomenal.
And they won our last comparison without their
Yep.
triple hammer.
Yeah.
It was a cracking tool.
Correct. Now we're going on for too long, but one other thing I really want to add before Dwayno wraps up. What I didn't do, which I did want to do at one point, but Dwayno last time chucked this in a bucket, I think, with dust and threw dirt on it. He hosed it off.
Yeah.
We could have done all that again. I don't like doing that to tools. But IP56 rating, go back, check out our 18 volt review of this one. That thing's still cracking. There's no issues with it.
Yep.
Dwayno hammered that thing. The rating is true. It's correct. It's not marketing garbage.
No.
I really like it, but we're not going to do it again. There was no point.
No, it was really, really good.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in. Really
Good.
glad to have Hikoki on our channel.
Yes. Yeah.
And we will do more Hikoki stuff as well. Everyone's really excited about the multi-volt system.
Yeah. Yep.
So tune in. Please hit us up on Instagram and Facebook as well.
Yeah. If you like it, do your like thing, subscribe, share our channel too. Like, we'd love for people to share it. Everyone loves it, but share it.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Bye.